Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having a great day so far. So in this video we're going over my Shadowbringers preparation checklist. Alright, most of these things are the same as from the Stormblood preparation video that I did 2 years ago. So basically you should know almost everything on this list already. So the first thing, and basically the only thing you really need to do for Shadowbringers, is do the main story of Stormblood first. Without doing the main story in Stormblood, there's no way you're going to be able to get to Shadowbringers. Okay? So the very first quest that you will start for Stormblood is Beyond the Great Wall. And then the very last quest you're going to be going to is a Requiem for Heroes. Once you have completed a Requiem for Heroes, you are basically all set for Shadowbringers. Okay? So now that we got the mandatory thing out of the way, now we'll be focusing on the secondary things that you guys can do to prepare for Shadowbringers. The first thing, since I'm already at my Grand Company, is Ventures, Aetheryte tickets, and Grand Company Aetheryte tickets. Okay? So the Quartermaster and your Grand Company, which is the NPC to the far right behind the desk, will supply you with Ventures and the Aetheryte tickets for your Grand Company. The Ventures will be in the first 4 ranks under Material, and you have your Ventures at 200 apiece. You need about 13 million Grand Company seals to max out your Ventures at 65,000. I have a video about that on how to do that with Gathering. I have a video on how to get Grand Company seals with battle classes. So getting these won't be so very hard. Now to get the Grand Company Aetheryte tickets, you're going to be going to the very bottom here. It'll be under Material. And you have the Maelstrom for me Aetheryte tickets. This will transport you straight to your Grand Company. So when you're doing your Grand Company turn-ins for your crafters and gatherers, you can use this to come straight to it. It's 2,000 a ticket, but they are worth it. Alright, so now for your regular Aetheryte tickets, you're going to go to the Hunt and Build Master near the Grand Company, and you can see here the Aetheryte tickets. This basically will replace the Gil teleportation cost. So you'll be able to sacrifice a ticket to transport yourself to wherever in the world. Because we're shard hopping, you're most likely going to be seeing 999 for transportation, so these Aetheryte tickets can come in very handy. You also can get Ventures, but you basically want your hunts for the tickets themselves. You also can go into the Forgotten Knight and Foundation to use Centurial seals, but for Realm Reborn Allied seals, you have to go to the Hunt Build Master in your Grand Company. Okay. The next thing I'm going to go into my chest here is crystals, shards, and cluster farming. Now all my shards are basically on me because I took them all out. And as you can see here, my crystals are almost capped with the wind being the only one left. Clusters you don't have to worry about capping because you don't really need these until endgame. So focus on your crystals and your shards. For shards, mostly fire and water because Culinarian uses shards more than any other class for crafting in this game. Okay, so fire and water shards you want to focus on, and then all the crystals you pretty much want to get a stack of 999. I do have videos on how to farm both of these, all 3 of these, so you also can check that out if you guys are looking to farm those for Shadowbringers, especially if you're planning on crafting a lot. Alright, so the next thing you guys want to do is, of course, max out your red and yellow scripts for crafting and gathering. Now, I am highly predicting that red scripts will be abolished, blue will be taken out completely, and yellow will be the new red, and then yellow will have I'm predicting a new script in Shadowbringers, or we can be keeping the red and yellow. But you ultimately want to make sure you cap out both before the expansion, because if they do get rid of red, you can actually exchange those ones for yellow ones, and then you'll basically be able to use your yellow ones for whatever. Because in Shadowbringers you'll be able to buy not all of them, but some of the folklore books for gathering, and maybe some of the master recipe books for crafting if they are available at the end when you reach level 80. But make sure you cap out both the red and yellow scripts before the expansion. Next, you want to, of course, hoard materia. If you're a crafter, you definitely want to hold as much crafting material as possible. Gatherers, as much gathering material as possible. If you are doing a raiding, I highly recommend getting as much determination, crit, direct hit, skill speed, spell speed, as much as possible if you're going to plan on a raiding in Shadowbringers. This way you guys don't have to worry about buying them or whatnot, because I'm pretty sure the prices for material will skyrocket when it comes to Shadowbringers. So try to get as much as possible. Eureka is the best place to get materia for battle classes because the lockboxes give you so much, and then you guys can transmute that for materia that you actually need. For crouchers and gatherers, scripts is the best way to get materia. You can also do spirit bonding. Your grand company squadrons can give you grade 4s, and you also can do custom deliveries as well to get a crap ton of materia every week. And of course you can do transmutation as well. Next thing you guys want to do is your desynthesis. Now desynthesis is a very useful ability. You are able to break down items to get shards, crystals, clusters, and then random materia from that piece of gear. Our desynthesis level is at a cap of 1160. That's 380 for each individual class, so you'll have up to 3 classes up to 380, or if you want to split that last class between the other ones, you can also do that as well. They will be increasing the desynthesis level in Shadowbringers as they always do, because when we get higher on the item level items. Okay, I believe I do have a beginner's guide on desynthesis on my channel somewhere. But basically, from level 1 to 50, you're doing your desynthesis, all you need to do is follow the level of the item. After that, you basically are going to be following the item level of the item. So when you hit level 50, I can give you a little example. As you can see here, level 50 weapon, but the item level is level 70. As you can see here on the information here, you have convertible, projectable, and then desynthesizable. As you can see here, for this weapon, you have to be at least a desynthesis level of 70 in order to desynthesize efficiently. Now if we go into like a level 51 to 55 item, in order to desynthesize this, even though it's a level 50 item, you have to be on desynthesis skill of 150, because the item level is 115. So after level 50, you're going to be going by the item level of the item. Each item will give you the skill points that you need to desynthesize it. They used to be, they never told you how much you needed. You basically would have to wild guess it and just like test the descent to see how much percentage it would be. Then you'd have to guess how much more you need to get 100%. Desynthesis is very useful, especially when it comes to endgame crafting, when they add in demi materia, which can only be gotten through desynthesis, unless they put it in with the scripts. Alright, so desynthesis is very important, especially if you guys want to get materials without really having to craft them yourself. Next thing is your retainer. Now your retainer can level up as well, but your retainer cannot bypass the level that your job is currently. So let's say you have a battle class, which I do right here. My Dragoon is level 70, so my retainer can get up to level 70. If I was, let's say, a level 71 Dragoon, my retainer cannot go past my level. So your retainer uses those ventures that I was talking to you about to get these items. Now they can't get every item in the game because that's how the Square Enix does it. So let's say like a level 70 item here. You have your experience awarded based on the level of the item, and usually it would cost 1 venture in order to get the item, and of course your retainer has to be a certain item level to get the item. In this case, my Dragoon has to be at least item level 280 in order to get the gazelle hides. And of course, the better gear they are, the less it takes for them to come back with the item. So for me, it'll take an hour to get 10 gazelle hides, and also the quantity that they bring back, or the quality of the item, also depends on the gear that they wear. For field, or if it's for gathering, it'll be differently named, but we have level 1 all the way up to, let's see, I think it says 22, I believe. And these are 18-hour ones. These will take 2 ventures, and they'll come back with a specific items, and of course, I think it's random experience points, or it might be depending on your level or your retainer. But those take 2 ventures and take around 18 hours. That's perfect if you don't really play that many for very long. And then you get quick, which basically requires 2 ventures. The experience points depends on the item being brought back, and that will be back within an hour, I believe. So the reason why you want to level up your retainers, so they can bring back materials while you're crafting on your own. So you basically are farming items efficiently and using your time wisely. So it's very important to level up your retainers as soon as possible. And the more retainers you have, the more options you got. And the last thing you guys are going to be doing, which I don't think you really need to, because if they're going to do the same thing that they did with the Red Mage and Samurai, they will most likely give you a starter set for when you pick up Gunbreaker and Dancer. So if you don't want to chance that, what you can do is pick up the level 60 Shire gear for a tank, and I believe it's going to be aiming for Dancer because they are using throwing weapons, and because Bard and Machinist use aiming, and they usually use bow and arrows, and that really, you know, you have to aim to shoot a bow and you have to aim to shoot a gun. You don't have to aim to throw your throwing weapons for Dancer. So I'm predicting it's going to be aiming, but that's my prediction. But for Gunbreaker, you most likely are going to be able to get the level 60 Shire set, unless they somehow choose a different set for that, but I doubt it. So in order for that to happen, you're going to be going to the Tome NPC in the middle. It's going to be number 2 for Shire gear. And for tanks, you're going to be getting the Custodian Circlet, Armor, Gauntlets, Belt, Hose, the Lafitte, I can not even pronounce that. And the accessories, you want the Custodian Earrings, Choker, Bracelet, and 1 ring. You're going to be augmenting this ring, so you actually can be able to get another 260 ring. So in order to augment this gear for a better item level, you're going to be needing the Deepest God Dip, the Tautest Gob Twine, and the Darkest Gob Coat. Basically, the Est is what you want to grab. So the Dip is for the weapon, the Twine is for the body pieces, and the coat is for the belt and the accessories. You're also going to be needing a micro tombstone, I believe, or no, I think it's the high capacity tombstone to get the weapon. So I believe it's going to be over Shire Exchange here, and as you can see here, it's the micro tombstone you need, and 7 of these tokens of Rowena in order to get them. I also believe it's in the others as well. Right here, you're going to need a couple of these. I think it's 10 for a weapon, and I believe. Let me check again. All right, it's 10 for everything else besides Paladin, because Paladin's sword is 7 and the shield is 3. So you need 10 tokens and then a micro tombstone. So then what you're going to do with all that is you're going to come way over here to the NPC over here that augments it. Over here, improve Shire gear, Number 2 has basically aiming and scouting. Number 1 is for everything else, and you just need the regular gear and then the item to augment it, and then you'll get a item level 270. So if you want an item level 270 gear for your gunbreaker, this is how you do it. Now of course if it's scouting or if it's aiming, whatever for dancer, that's how you do it too. And one thing that I almost forgot to put into this video is get all your classes to 70. Jobs. The reason why you want to do this is because they are overhauling the battle system for Shadowbringers, and we do not know what that entails. All that we know so far is that they're taking out TP, and so a lot of jobs are going to have to be reworked for that. So your job that you love right now might not be so great when Shadowbringers comes out. So if you're deciding to change your main or your whatever, you'll most likely want everything at level 70. This way you don't have to go back and level everything from level 30 to 80 or 60 to 80 or 50 to 80. You'll have everything already capped out just in case you guys want to change your main job in Shadowbringers. Same thing goes for your crafters and gatherers. You definitely want these at level 70. This way you guys can go from 70 to 80 as soon as possible, as soon as Shadowbringers pops, and you'll be able to get to 80 instead of having to get it from wherever level that you basically left it at. This way you guys can take advantage of the price gouging when Shadowbringers launches, because everyone's going to be selling everything quite high. So you guys want to make sure that everything is at max. So that is going to be everything on my checklist for Shadowbringers. If I forgot anything that you think is important, please put them in the comment section down below. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you found this useful. Any comments, questions, or concerns, please put in the comment section down below. I've been more than happy to answer any guys' questions you might have. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood content. And as a reminder, make sure you hit that notification bell next to my subscribe button. This way you guys will never miss an upload. And also don't forget to follow me on all my social media at Zane Lionheart on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So until next time guys, may you forever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut. Take care guys, and happy grinding.